you're not as devastated if you lose an autumn international. If you lose to Wales and Cardiff first up in the Six Nations, it's utter devastation. But you lose to South Africa this weekend, it's not ideal, but it's mid-World Cup cycle. The pools have already been decided. World rankings not the issue they were 18 months ago. So mid-test, it's every bit as intense as maybe as any other game would be, but the aftermath might be slightly different.
I think that's fair. However, I think this game has big significance because we look at our World Cup pool in 2 years' time. Would we hope to top it against Japan and Scotland? You would. And who do you get in the semi-final? The winner between New Zealand and South Africa. New Zealand have never lost a pool match in a World Cup, so the likelihood is South Africa. So undoubtedly both sides will want to get one up on the opposition, remind themselves of what they're capable of doing, particularly South Africa coming to Dublin, which is a hard place for any team to come and play. We've seen, the Southern Hemisphere teams, the best of Europe come here and lose more often than not in recent years. New Zealand the exception. So if they can get a win, if they could get almost a scalp from Ireland this weekend, I think that would go a long way towards igniting their confidence over the next 2-year cycle.
Yeah, in the same calendar year as losing to Italy in a November international, less than 12 months later, if they're to come to Dublin and win, well, it'd be a real sign of the progress they're making, particularly off the back of the last game against New Zealand.
Yeah, and they will take obviously huge heart from a 1-point loss, and it's so rare that a South African team would ever do that. But such was the discrepancy between the first fixture against New Zealand and that one. I think the improvement was so vast that I think it was a huge sigh of relief in South Africa. Players and supporters alike, that okay, we can match it with the best when we're at our best. But they haven't been at their best for a long time, and they've had these one-off games that they're capable of some great stuff. But good sides put a string of performances together. Their bad days are never that terrible, and I think this South Africa side is a good bit away from any of those great South African teams that were capable of doing that.